As dawn breaks, the Unaiza May 4, a small Filipino supply boat, faces a massive Chinese Coast Guard ship in the haze. The sea is calm, but tension crackles, two nations locked in a silent standoff. The Filipino crew stands ready. This is the front line of a global power struggle. On the radio, the Chinese demand the Filipinos turn back. The Filipino captain calmly asserts their right. They are in their own waters, on a routine mission. This dangerous dance is now routine in contested waters. The Chinese ship closes in, a steel wall threatening the wooden boat. No missiles, just pressure, proximity, and the risk of a crisis. This is Ayungin Shoal, a tiny reef at the heart of a complex dispute. It's about sovereignty, law, and the shifting balance of power. The world watches, but for these sailors, the stakes are personal. Each encounter is a reminder. Sovereignty is defended by courage. The standoff at dawn is a microcosm of a much larger struggle. The Unaiza May 4's mission is simple: deliver food, water, and medicine to the Marines on the BRP Sierra Madre, but every trip is a gamble with danger. The crew, mostly civilians, are tracked from the moment they leave port. Chinese maritime militia boats, disguised as fishing vessels, shadow and harass them, forming a moving blockade. The journey becomes a nerve-wracking gauntlet, with aggressive Chinese maneuvers threatening collision at every turn. A single mistake could mean disaster for the fragile wooden boat. The psychological pressure is relentless, but the crew presses on. For them, this is more than a job. It's an act of patriotism. Each successful run is a small victory, a reaffirmation of the Philippines' rights under international law. The supplies they carry are symbols of sovereignty. Their courage is quiet but profound, facing down steel-hulled ships with nothing but resolve. These are ordinary people in an extraordinary situation, holding the line for their country. Their journey is a testament to the human spirit's refusal to be intimidated. Every delivery keeps the outpost alive, and the nation's claim intact. The risks are real, but so is their determination. Against overwhelming odds, they persist. Their voyage is a lifeline, and a message: the Philippines will not be pushed aside. As the Unaiza May 4 nears the shoal, the Chinese Coast Guard escalates. Over the radio, warnings grow sharper. Suddenly, high-pressure water cannons erupt, blasting the Filipino boat. The force is enough to shatter windows and knock sailors off their feet. This isn't war, but it's violence, meant to disable, terrorize, and force retreat. China calls it law enforcement, but the aggression tells another story. Water cannons are tools of coercion, sending a clear message: this sea is ours. The Filipino crew braces, shielding themselves and their equipment. The boat rocks violently, but the captain maneuvers through the assault. Their refusal to turn back is a powerful act of defiance. These are gray zone tactics, hostile actions that stop short of open conflict. China uses its Coast Guard and militia to harass and block neighbors, asserting control without firing a shot. The goal: strategic dominance, one water cannon blast at a time. The Filipinos' persistence is a direct challenge to Beijing's campaign of intimidation. Each supply run is a stand against coercion. In these contested waters, every act of resistance matters. For the Marines on the BRP Sierra Madre, the supply boat's arrival is a lifeline. Life on the rusting ship is harsh, isolated, surrounded by hostile seas and Chinese ships. Supplies are essential, but the mission is about more than survival. Each delivery is a connection to home, a reminder they are not forgotten. This is a humanitarian mission, not an act of aggression. Blocking supplies creates a crisis, using hunger and thirst as weapons. The world has condemned these tactics. Every supply run is an act of patriotism, a statement of sovereignty. The Marines and sailors are united in purpose, defending their nation's rights. Their persistence declares the Philippines will not be pushed out of its own waters. This quiet effort is a source of national pride, a David versus Goliath story. At the heart of the conflict are people's sailors risking their lives, Marines enduring isolation, families waiting at home. Their sacrifices give the dispute its human dimension. They are not pawns, they are citizens defending their future. Sovereignty is not abstract, it's upheld by ordinary individuals. Each journey, each day, is a stand for the nation. Their courage keeps the flag flying on Ayungin Shoal. The BRP Sierra Madre is a rusting World War II relic, intentionally grounded in 1999 to stake the Philippines' claim on Ayungin Shoal. It's a makeshift outpost, barely habitable, but its symbolism is immense. As long as Marines are stationed there, the Philippines maintains its presence. For Manila, the ship is a bastion of defiance, a visible rejection of China's sweeping claims. China wants it gone, but every supply mission keeps the symbol alive. The blockade aims to make life unbearable, hoping the Philippines will abandon the ship. If that happens, China would likely seize and fortify the shoal. Every repair, every delivery is an act of resistance. The fate of the Sierra Madre is tied to the fate of the shoal. As long as it stands, it marks a line China has not crossed. The ship's rust is a badge of national resolve. China's gray zone strategy blurs the line between peace and war. Instead of warships, it uses Coast Guard and maritime militia to harass and intimidate. These tactics change the facts on the water, slowly establishing control without open conflict. The goal exhausts the Philippines into giving up. International law struggles to keep up. China ignores the 2016 Hague ruling that invalidated its claims. Water cannon attacks aren't armed attacks, so mutual defense treaties aren't triggered. The Philippines counters with transparency, publicizing every incident, exposing China's aggression. Videos and photos rally international support and counter Beijing's narrative. It's a fight for the world's attention, a battle of information as much as territory. The struggle is about more than reefs, it's about the rules that govern the seas. The Philippines' response shows that even small nations can push back. In the gray zone, truth and visibility are powerful weapons. The world is watching, and that matters. The standoff at Ayungin Shoal is more than a regional dispute, it's a global issue. The South China Sea is a vital artery for world trade. Its stability affects everyone. China's actions threaten freedom of navigation, a cornerstone of global commerce. Ignoring international law undermines the rules-based order that keeps peace. The Philippines' struggle is a fight for the principle that right, not might, should prevail. The conflict is fueling a regional arms race and drawing Southeast Asian nations closer to the US and its allies. The risk of miscalculation and conflict is rising. Environmental damage is severe. China's island building destroys reefs and threatens food security for millions. Filipino fishers are blocked from their traditional grounds, devastating livelihoods. The fight for the West Philippine Sea is about territory, but also about protecting fragile ecosystems and communities. What happens here shapes the future of the Indo-Pacific. The stakes are high, and the world cannot look away. Ayungin Shoal is a test of international resolve. The US-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty looms over every confrontation. Washington has made clear an armed attack on Philippine vessels in the South China Sea will trigger US commitments. This assurance deters China from escalating beyond gray zone tactics. The threat of US involvement forces Beijing to calibrate its actions carefully, but the alliance is a double-edged sword. It protects the Philippines, but also risks entangling it in great power rivalry. China frames Manila as a US pawn, seeking to divide Southeast Asia. The Philippines must balance alliance with independence, avoiding provocation while defending its interests. All sides must show restraint to prevent a small incident from spiraling into catastrophe. The presence of US backing raises the stakes. One misstep could have global consequences. The region is a tinderbox, and the world's most powerful militaries are watching. The shadow of Washington is both shield and risk. The West Philippine Sea is a story of courage, of sailors and marines standing firm against overwhelming odds. It's a clash between might makes right and a rules-based order. The Philippines didn't choose this fight, but it's waging it with fortitude and law. By documenting China's aggression, Manila has rallied global support and exposed Beijing's claims. Information is a weapon. Transparency builds solidarity and pushes back against bullying. What's at stake is the future of global governance. Will rules or force decide the world's fate? The men and women on the front lines fight for more than a reef. They fight for a world where rules matter. Their quiet courage is a beacon of hope. The outcome here will echo far beyond these waters. In the end, it's a fight for justice, dignity, and a world governed by law, not force.